On growing older, Mark Twain once said that age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I am Harbinger, the Pentagenarian. I am a Gen Xer that likes listening to new music. I know that might shock some people, but I do try to go out there and find music I have not heard that is appealing. I take suggestions and recommendations, and today I am doing the third part of the series of songs called Money Game by Ren. Ren is quite an amazing artist. He writes fantastic songs, amazing lyrics, and from what I've seen so far, does pretty much everything himself. So he's an impressive guy. And I'm going to check out the final installment of Money Game today. The first two are on the video I posted right before this one yesterday. They will be available in the little cards at the end of the video. If you enjoy what I'm doing, excuse me, if you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribe. If you like the video and the reaction, click like. If you feel like leaving a comment, leave a comment. It all helps. So I'm going to stop yammering, and now we can check out Ren performing Money Game Part 3. It just dawned on me that this video and song are 9 minutes and 19 seconds long, so bear with me. Good thing about Ren is usually it never seems that long. So without any further huffing about, let's dive into this. Oh, get the fuck out.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns that truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him. And it's a version of she. And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck for money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive with parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game."
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about that. I think that song, story, whatever you want to call it, might be one of the best examples of why I don't pause when I watch these. Because that was 9 minutes and 19 seconds that felt like a minute. Because Ren has the ability to bring you into the story that he's telling. And that's what he is. And I had mentioned in my reactions to part 1 and part 2 of Money Game that he reminds me of the type of lyricist and songwriter of a Dylan, and I was corrected, and I was brought to my attention, of an Arlo and Woody Guthrie. This is modern folk. It has elements of, I guess you would say, rap. He has a very good flow to what he's saying. But by the same token, I think that Ren has taken storytelling with music to another level. I honestly think at the age of 55, that what he is doing and the way he's performing it might be one of the most important things to hit the music industry or music in general in a long, long time. I sat there for 9 minutes and, 15 seconds. I paused with the last 4 seconds. And it did not feel like that. There are some songs that, or shall I even say performances, that you, around 4 minutes or so, start, going down to see if the slider is close to the end. I didn't even consider that this time. The entire 9 minutes, you were brought into a world, or the world, I guess you could say, of Ren's mind and thought process. And the thing that I really appreciate about his lyricism and performance is that he doesn't pull punches. He says what he means, and he does so in a very eloquent way, whether or not you can, I guess, relate to the way he does it. It's still very, very well done. I have listened to different variations of the British accents over the years, so I understand what he's saying. If you do not, I think it behooves you to print the lyrics out and go over them while he's performing this. It tells us a story of what society pushes people to. And he blatantly says, in not so many words, that it's a bunch of shit. And it really is. I know it might sound irrelevant, but I believe it is relevant. That, George Carlin years ago had a comedy bit that was called A Place for My Stuff. And it was all about the acquisition of items that we don't need. Even in the movie Fight Club, there is a comment made by the, I guess you would say, the imaginary version of Tyler Durden about, selling us shit that we don't need. we all have shit that we don't need. We purchased it because we wanted it. If we bought only what we need, all of us could be almost millionaires because all that money would be saved. If you go through every purchase that you made in your life of things that you wanted spur of the moment, um, that weren't a necessity, you would probably be set for retirement. I know I would be. So I think the other thing that I really enjoy about Ren's music is that he causes, if you really listen to it, he causes a pause in your own thought processes to examine what it is you're doing in your life. And that's healthy because every now and then we do need to pump on the brakes just to slow down a little bit. And as I have said, just take a moment to really, and using the old term, you just need to take a moment to stop and smell the roses. Look around you. The world is amazing. Take a moment sometime to pick a leaf up off the ground and look at it while facing the sun, and look at every vein within it, and just maybe marvel at the intensity of that, just this general sensation of being able to see that. Um, we see in colors, we hear millions of different tones. We have the ability to taste thousands of different items, and each one tastes different. There are things to be appreciative in front of us every day that we take advantage of because we've become complacent. So I think that those are some of the thoughts that Ren vocalizes and puts into lyrics very well. I think he is an important artist. I really do. Again, 9 minutes and 15 seconds, and I was surprised that it was over so quickly. And not a lot of people can do that. So just think about it. Think about what he's saying, how he's doing it, and see how it applies to your own life. And you might find that a lot of what he is singing about is very applicable. So I'm going to stop there for today. Until next time, take care of yourselves, be good to one another, and most of all, don't be a dick. The world has enough of them. Y'all take care. Bye bye.